Hey, hi, and howdy, everyone. I'm Al, and I am currently on day 6 of the unknown juice fast. I am highly enjoying myself. It has been a wild ride. So today's video is encompass of why I'm doing the juice fast, what's happened on the juice fast, staff symptoms, binders, all of that. So first, I'll start off with I have had Lyme disease for like 5 years. I got diagnosed about a year and a half ago. I got diagnosed, and through a holistic doctor. Mainstream medicine is just not the move. So I got diagnosed through a holistic doctor. Did very special blood work because most doctors that test for Lyme don't do special blood work. So there's this big fancy name for this. Most people that I know that have been tested for Lyme multiple times over have not been tested for this, and then when they finally get diagnosed, it is with this special test. So, and I just got it through LabCorp. I can't remember what it is right now. If someone really wants to know, I can find out. But I've been in treatment, which is I've been on a Rife machine, which is frequency. Our bodies run off frequency. Everything runs off frequency, and there's disease runs off frequency. Parasites, candida, all this stuff run off frequency. So we have the most common and I guess even uncommon codes. There's tons of codes. And I go to my doctor and she muscle tests me for the codes. Do I need them? Do I not need them? Whatever. So I've been doing that for about a year and a half. And I am so much better. I was bedridden, could barely speak. It was really bad. There was a lot of symptoms that I just don't feel like getting into now. If that is requested, I want to grow my channel, so if that is something that is requested, of course I'll sit down and do a whole video about it, but that'll be a long video. So, been sick for a long time, and I love research. I love looking stuff up, and I saw somewhere that parasites will have Lyme in them, and that made me start thinking like, oh my goodness, so if we have parasites, which after more research, we have parasites, doesn't matter what country you live in, we have parasites, and so if we have parasites, they're in our bodies. I'm killing the Lyme disease, but I'm not killing the parasites. The parasites still have Lyme. So if at any point they feel like they want to die and remove themselves from my body and release the Lyme, or just release the Lyme at any time, I could be sick again. So I was like, holy crap, like that is gnarly. That truly is gnarly. So I decided I was going to do a parasite cleanse. I did a 10-day Paragard. I'm mostly whole food, plant-based, vegan. It's easier to say vegan because people don't really understand whole food, plant-based. I ate fruits and vegetables. So I did that, didn't really change my diet, but my diet is really good. It's not perfect, but it is really good. And then I took like a little over 7 days. Oh no, I took 7 days off, went back onto Paragard for 30 days, and I did, if you Google foods to eat, there's like a huge list of foods to stay away from and foods to eat. And I did that for 30 days. And I had one little parasite. It wasn't little, it was big. One came out, but nothing really else that I saw or anything like that. So then, I'm really bad at looking at the camera, so I'm sorry. But then I took a little over, I think like 9 days off, and I started 2 days before the full moon in February, and I think it was the 16th, so I started the 14th. And I was like, I'll start 2 days before the full moon, because if you know anything about parasites, that's when they're going at it. That's when they are reproducing. That's just when they're the most active. And it makes sense because if people have parasites and there's a full moon, that's why people are like, oh, people, it's a full moon, like people are going to be crazy. Well, think about it. Parasites run our bodies, and if they're running rampant at that time, they can cause some crazy things. Parasites are very, very intricate, and there's a lot of learning and research that has to go into it. And when you do, things really start to click. But where was I going with all of that? Oh, so I started my juice fast 2 days before. Well, first I started a water fast, and that was on the 14th. And I was okay. I did some exercise. I was feeling okay, and then at night I started to get a headache, and right now I have a little bit of a headache behind my eyebrows. But I had just a little bit of a headache, nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. And then before bed, I took my Paragard again, and I'm gonna actually grab it so you can see what it looks like. I took my Paragard again, and it was very odd. I started choking and trying to vomit at the same time. And I couldn't breathe, I was sweating, I woke my whole house up. Everyone was like, what's going on? And finally I was okay. I felt like I had to really throw up. So then I just went to bed all night. I was super hot and cold, I was waking up constantly. And when I finally decided to wake up at like 9:30, I tried to get up and my stomach was like yelling. It was like, "Arr." And I was like, oh man, and it hurt, it was like cramping. So I just kind of like tried to fall back asleep and it wasn't working. I then forced myself to roll out of bed, go change my clothes, and I went into my closet and I just sat there in like fetal position, child's pose I think is what it's called in yoga, and I just sat there for a minute and my heart was just like pounding. I was like, oh no, please don't let me get sick, because previously in the summer I got so severely sick. My head, I thought it was gonna explode. My neck, like I couldn't even hold my head up. It felt like it was like 100 pounds. And I ended up in the hospital on some gnarly drugs, which then flared my candida because they thought I had, what did they think I had? It's a infection that if you get meningitis, is it meningitis? They thought I had that, so I had several spinal taps, I had tons of antibiotics, and then I got candida really bad, but that's a side note. So I was just really bad. I was at the hospital, they didn't know what was going on, the pain went from my head to my tailbone, then it stopped, and then when I left the hospital, I was like pretty good. Then it came back like 4 days later, it went from my head again to my tailbone, and at that time I didn't go to the hospital. I went to my holistic doctor. She put me on my table. She made these vials and she got it to calm down. A few days later I went to my tailbone and I was good. Like the tailbone pain, it hurt to walk. It was crazy. It was like honestly the craziest thing. And the doctors had no idea. They're like, I don't know. And I was like, well, could it be, from detoxing? Because I've been taking diatomaceous earth and I was taking papaya seeds. So like that, they're like, no, like what even is that? Like what? And so now looking back, I really do think it was from detox. It was just my parasites were fighting me that hard that it made me so severely sick. So when my head started hurting this time, I got a little worried. I was just praying, I was asking God to calm my body down. And that is one thing that is so important, is that I believe is laying hands on yourself and claiming in the name of Jesus. Like I am in the name of Jesus, like all parasites, candida, all the stuff it cannot reproduce. It does not have an effect on my body. It is leaving my body in the mighty name of Jesus. And that's what I've been doing every day. And it's just so amazing. And it's so healing and refreshing and all that. So I'm going to take a sip of my pineapple watermelon juice. Oh, so good. So then I got up from my closet, run to my bathroom, or started walking to my bathroom, and from there I was gonna throw up, so I ended up throwing up right away. So I got to the bathroom, and then for about 15 minutes I was good. I was on cloud 9, like I felt so good. And then I started again, that whole feeling. So I ran an apple cider vinegar and Epsom salt bath. I had a bowl, and I was just in the tub. Or in those 15 minutes between me throwing up, I went downstairs and I had enough energy to make some pineapple juice. So I had that. I was sipping on that. I couldn't drink water. It was making me so sick. So I was drinking some pineapple juice, and my bowl was floating in the tub, and I was just throwing up. I threw up 5 times in 3 hours, and some stuff came out. Nothing crazy, like no big tapeworms or anything, but I could tell like there's some stuff going on. And throwing up with pineapple juice is so much easier than throwing up with anything I've ever thrown up, because it tastes good, it doesn't hurt, the digestive enzymes are just at work already, so it was super easy. And then, so after that, but then I obviously broke my water fast and started drinking juice because I was so sick. After that, I ended up feeling really good. I would get like slight headaches like I am right now, but when I do that, I take activated charcoal, bentonite clay, right here, these two, and I don't take the capsule. I just open them up and I put them in some pomegranate juice, 100% pomegranate juice, and it really dies down. Like as soon as I take a sip of it, like my headache goes away for a bit, which is fantastic. But overall, and I'm drinking vegetable broth. Overall, I feel so good. My skin was so bad from just the parasites in my body, in treatment for Lyme, all of the stuff, and the redness is really going down, which is awesome. I have got a huge zit on my back. I've never had back knee. Huge zit on my back. It's almost like a boil, I don't even know. And that's from being on this cleanse, and my whole ear's scabbed up inside. But yesterday, day 5, I was like, oh, I just really want some food. I'm really wanting some fruit. Because after I get off the juice cleanse, I'm going into mono fruit eating. And then from there, I'll add in some vegetables and stuff like that. And I'm really going to try to stay like 90-95% raw vegan. Just because I want to be the healthiest version of me. I want to get back to God's original design. So, what was I talking about? Okay, I think I figured out what I was talking about. Day 5, right? I was super duper, just really wanted to eat, and then I went to the bathroom. And needless to say, my bowel movements are not normal. They're pretty much liquid with some particles of, bowel movement. Some normal pieces are in there, but then there were some crazy things. So, me, detective, put the gloves on and was going through, again, it's not like literal poop because it's just water. So I was going through, and I was pulling out some big old suckers, all dead. At least I presume they're dead. They weren't moving. They didn't try to fight me or anything. I didn't feel them coming out. It just felt like a normal, it kind of felt like if you've ever done enema, it's just liquid coming out of your bottom. That's what it feels like. It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, I have tons of pictures of that. Well, not tons, but I have several pictures of multiple in each picture. And when I was done, I got on the phone. I was like, Dad, guess what? And he was like, no way. I was like, can I send you pictures? He was like, duh. So then he calls me hours later, and he's like, so could you really tell that they were, parasites? And I was like, did you look at the picture? He's like, no. I said, pull over. And it's because he was driving. So he looked it up, and he was like, holy crap. There's no denying that those were parasites, because before I ate a lot of sauerkraut and stuff such as that, like Koodles, and I'd always convince myself, oh, that's what that is, oh, that's a tomato skin, tomato skins and liver flukes kind of do look alike. So I was just trying to convince myself of that, and this time it's like I haven't eaten in 5 days, there's no way this is this, this is what my poop looks like, I've done 2 enemas, so there's no way that there's a Koodle or sauerkraut still in me. And just the look of them, I could tell they were, parasites. So it was super cool. I was super jazzed. I was like, oh, I for sure have another 24 hours in me of juicing. And today I woke up and, with this headache, which is really annoying. In my environment that I'm in right now, I really do want to eat. But if I left this environment, I'd be like, no, let's keep juicing. So that's what I'm going to do. Mind over matter. I definitely can make it today, and I definitely can make it tomorrow. So for sure, 7-day fast, juice fast or cleanse, whatever you want to call it. And then I might keep going. I'm not 100% sure. I do believe that every full moon, I'll start 2 days before juicing, and I'll do at least a 2 to 4 day cleanse. So 2 days before, 1 day current on the full moon, and then 1 day after. Just for the next several months to really get my body clean. Because what people don't understand is when you're on your healing journey, on your detox cleansing journey, is that when you got sick, it took you from the time you were born to the age you were when you got sick to build up all of that. So for me, that was 16 years. And I was, that's only 16 years. Like some people, it takes 50, 60 years. So I now have 5 years is not even half of 16, right? So, I was sick for 5 years. I didn't really start fully cleaning myself until about 2 years ago with this, but now I'm really juicing and everything. But it takes time to heal. It really, truly does. So let's say I've been doing this for 1.5 years, and that's nothing on 16 years. And the amount of my life that I've gotten back is amazing. I'm now a wrestling coach, a soccer coach. Like, that's amazing to me. I can just do things that I never had the ability to do. Like, I'm standing right now. I couldn't stand for the life of me 2 years ago. And now I'm just so happy. So, cleansing and stuff like that. So if it's taking time, you're not getting the results you want, stay with it. Really stay with it, because just think about that. Like, the amount of time it's going to take you to heal has nothing on the amount of time that it took you to get sick. And when I heard that, I was just like, you know what? You're 100% right. I got to stay with this. I got to heal. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people would be like, well, it's taking you so long. No, it's not. It's not, because every day there's something new. I'm like, holy crap, I can do that. I ran up the stairs and I was like, at this spot on the stairs, halfway up, I collapsed, bawling my eyes out. My dad had to pick me up off the stairs. Now I'm running up the stairs. So it's just the little things, and you have to take joy. And I really think that's where God comes in, because if I didn't have him, like, I really feel like the world would be so dull and ugly, and I would never see the beauty in it. And now I just see the beauty in everything, and I'm just so thankful for every part of my journey. But yeah, that's super exciting. If anyone has any questions, not that I have a following or anything like that, but if anyone comes across this, I would be more than happy to answer anything, talk about. I'm going to be posting juice videos, so I'm super excited. I'm not good at editing, but if you stayed this long, thank you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day.